What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Jr. You're watching the Road to Beast Wars. This is just Webster's. We're talking about the production of Transformers Rise of the Beasts. This is episode number 43, and in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a design comparison between the Autobots from the previous Transformers film, Bumblebee, and the new Transformers film, Transformers Rise of the Beasts. There are 5 Autobots in Transformers Rise of the Beasts. We got Optimus Prime, we got Bumblebee, RC, Wheeljack, and Mirage. And of course, in Bumblebee, we had Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and a whole bunch of Autobots that were in the Cybertron opening sequence, which is very, very awesome, by the way, and you already know that. But in any case, a bunch of Autobots that we saw in Bumblebee are being featured again in Transformers Rise of the Beast. We're seeing their return. And of course, with every Transformers film, there's always got to be a redesign. Even if it's a design that is a redesign that is very, very a small difference, still got to do it. Just got to change things up a bit, and I think this is mostly Hasbro's idea or their clause, because of course it's all about merchandising and selling new versions of the toy. They don't want collectors to constantly feel like, well, it's just the same toy. It's not. It's slightly different, all right? That's why they got to do those redesigns. But in any case, let's just take a look at them. Okay, so the first one I want to do a comparison was with the most obvious one, and I just got to do this, okay? I just got to get this out of the way. Wheeljack, okay? Wheeljack looked fantastic in the Cybertron sequence. In Bumblebee, he looked perfect. He looked exactly the way he should. Okay, we already know what Wheeljack looks like as a toy, but let's just go back to that shot from the teaser trailer. We don't get to see a whole lot of him in the teaser trailer. We just get to see his back as they're walking away from the camera. And from the back, I think he looks pretty decent. I just have an idea of what he looks like in the front based on the toy, but that's not Wheeljack. Come on, that is not Wheeljack. I don't know where they're going with that. I kind of do want to see the transition between the Cybertronian version, which we adore from Bumblebee, to the new version that is, this Volkswagen van, right? I really want to see the transition, but of course, with all Transformers, with a lot of Transformers films, they don't really show that transition. They only show the transition when it's like Bumblebee or Optimus Prime, okay? We get to see that kind of, that moment where they go from one type of Camaro to another Camaro, or one truck to another truck. But like, as for every other Autobot, they don't really care about making those changes evident on screen. So I really, really want to see that. Maybe Stephen Caple Jr. will really show us that. That'll be a miracle if he does. But in any case, that's obviously a very, very big design change, okay? Let's move on to Bumblebee. Okay, now Bumblebee, of course, he had like 3 different versions. Actually, 4 different versions of himself in his own film. He got the Cybertronian version. He's got the Jeep version. He's got the Volkswagen Bug version, and then of course the Camaro version at the end, right? But because Bumblebee's going to be a Camaro in Rise of the Beast, let's just look at his Camaro version, which we see at the very, very end of the movie, okay? So, yeah, it looks pretty standard, but what's really interesting to me in this one is that his design as a Camaro looks quite different compared to his Camaro design in the 2007 Transformers film. I feel like it's his own design. It looks a little bit more bulkier. And one thing that I notice here is that when you look at the chest, it looks like it's all one piece. I know it's not, but it looks like it's all one piece, okay? From this angle, at least. Now, if you look at Transformers Rise of the Beast, or at least the limited time that he's featured in the trailer doing his transformation, you'll notice that it's definitely different. At least I think so, because I find that his chest is more. It's not all in one piece. It's like 4 different pieces. You got the outer piece on each side, and then you have the middle piece, which splits in half. So I definitely see that they redesigned that part. Now, also, I find that his arms and what I see on his thighs are a little bit less rounded off. He's looking more and more like he would in the 2007 Camaro version of himself. But he definitely doesn't look like a direct transfer of the way he looked at the end of Bumblebee to this film, from the 80s to the 90s. Definitely there's a change going on there, even though it's the same Camaro. So they decided to make that change, and I don't fault them for that. That's something that's always been going on with every film. So that's Bumblebee for you. Now, which design do I like better? Well, it's really hard to say because we saw very, very little screen time for his Camaro version in Bumblebee, and we only get this like, he's not even fully transformed in the teaser trailer, so it's really, really hard to say. But I'll have that answer later on after I've watched the film or I've watched a couple more trailers. All right, moving on. Let's look at RC. Okay, RC had a really great shot in Cybertron. This is a full shot of her, not a full body shot, but a really, really good amount of screen time, just enough so that you can see what she really looks like, and she looks fantastic. I mean, she looks great. I think her design in Bumblebee is absolutely perfect. I wouldn't want to change anything about that. And you really notice that, like, she is full on a Cybertronian vehicle of some kind based on, her design on Bumblebee, unlike Optimus Prime, who still has truck parts on himself, which, I'm totally cool with because, like, whatever, right? That's iconic. Now, let's take a look at how she looks in Bumblebee, and we already know that she is a Ducati, so she's going to have motorcycle parts. She's obviously going to go through some design, and I gotta say that I like them both. I really, really, really do like them both. She looks perfect in the sense that this is exactly how she would have made that transition. Now, I would have liked to see some more pink on her. Just because that's what I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing RC as being pink and white, not red and white. I don't know why they decided to go with pink, but something tells me that they don't make Ducatis in that combination of colors, white and pink, right? So that's I get it, all right. But I mean, looking at this shot right here where she's saying hi to Elena, she looks great, doesn't she? I mean, she looks really, really cool. She looks very modernized, okay? Like, like for at least for the 90s. And so I'm liking the way she looks. Like, I don't know if it's just lighting, but you do see a bit of pink on her arms, shoulder, and her upper arm. So you do see a bit of pink there. Head design, that's definitely RC. Very, very recognizable as RC, but I'm still liking the head and face design from the Bumblebee version. The rest of her looks great. You can obviously tell she's going to be a motorcycle, with the wheels and the pistons, but still a very great looking design. I'm really happy with the way she looks. She looks great. She looks absolutely perfect as an Earth mode. But you know what? I mean, I like both designs, but I'm still going to have to go with the classic look. The RC looks fantastic in Bumblebee, and they really did a really great job with that. So there you have it. Now, let's look at Optimus Prime from Bumblebee. We saw some great shots of Optimus, especially there's Optimus, talking to Bumblebee at the end of the movie, as well as, of course, a very, very heroic introduction in the Bumblebee Cybertron sequence. He looks great, okay? I mean, like, here, look at this render of him. He looks perfect. This is the way Optimus Prime is supposed to look. And we finally got to see him after, wow, from 2007 to 2018. After 11 years later, finally we get the design right, okay? I mean, Michael Bay tried it once with the Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. Not quite there. This is the perfect one, okay? Now, let's look at Optimus Prime in Rise of the Beast, and we get a really clear shot of him when he's about to confront Optimus Primal in the trailer, or in the teaser trailer, and you know what? When you look at him, something feels off. I mean, you know that it's different because you definitely see, like, the silver is way more pronounced on him because, of the I don't even know what you would call that, but that panel that goes over above the windshield. So that panel is very, very, it's huge. Okay, it's like it just stands out, making him look like there's a lot more silver on him, even though it's just the panel, right? But something that really made it feel off is that I'm pretty sure everybody noticed that, but a huge chunk of his waist is missing on both sides. His obliques are completely missing. Maybe this is just an early teaser, like, this is the teaser, okay? So they still have time to do post-production and CG rendering, okay? But a huge chunk of his obliques, his sides are gone. Like, it's just like been bitten off by Maximals. Like, what the hell happened there? So, I mean, if that's Optimus Prime, You know, I like that this is still the original. I mean, like an original design, like a version of the original design, but it's not the Travis Knight design. Like, why didn't they just go with the Travis Knight design? I really don't get it. He looks perfect in this design. Like, why did they decide to change that? Like, this is not just some subtle change that you see you know, when Michael Bay goes through a different Transformers sequel. It's not just a subtle change where at least he retains his look. He changed Optimus Prime to the point, I mean, from Steven Caple Jr. decided to go with a design that looks like he's missing something. So, I mean, like, the teaser trailer's been out since last month, but I'm just talking about this now. He's just missing something, and I'm not satisfied with that. I'm not content with that. Something is definitely going on there. I don't get why they decide to go with that. Maybe they just need to fill that section in, just fill it right in. Now I know the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee didn't exactly have like a straight chest. I mean, it just goes in a bit, like, so that he's got a bit of a figure. But even that looks a little bit more correctly proportioned than what we're seeing in the teaser trailer. So I don't know what is going on with that. I'm just hoping that they're gonna go through some more CG rendering where, I mean, it's not complete. I'm just hoping that it's just not complete. There's more. I mean, he looks pretty normal when you see this back shot of him when they're walking, you know, when all the Autobots are walking away from the camera. It looks a little bit more normal there. But as for that shot, like, it's just, like, what is going on there? Like, and I think one of the reasons why it looks so off is because of the angle where you can see right through him. You see the bushes in the background, and then there's like 90-degree angles where, you know, it's like it goes down from the windows, and then it just cuts off and it goes down again. Like, you know, those angles really don't make him look good. Okay, maybe it's just a bad angle, but I mean, they really should have put some red meat on him. I mean, no pun intended, but they really should have put some red meat on him, on his obliques, just like he did in the Bumblebee version, right? And those window panels are really getting on to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't really need to be there. It's just a little bit too much. It's you know, why add them there? But okay, whatever. Anyways, I gotta say that so far my favorite change is RC, because that's all we can see so far, right? My least favorite change is Wheeljack. Of course, to a lot of people, the same thing. But you know, Bumblebee's Bumblebee, can't really change him that much. But I do see the changes there. He's looking, like I said, he's looking more like his 2007 Camaro robot form. As for Optimus Prime, what is going on there? Anyways, that's all I got to talk about in this episode. I just want to highlight some of the changes, and we'll see how things go. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.